Okay, so I am recording and let's go ahead and get started. Give me a half a minute to get this. Okay. Hi. So this is the first official Gal Plus Digital Marketing Meetup group. I'm recording this just as an FYI for anybody who happens to come across or come aboard. Can't talk today. I am in Point Pleasant, a beautiful park in Point Pleasant. We're right along the Ohio River, just one of my favorite places to go to. It is right across from Gallipolis, Ohio, and again, it's just like a little river town. So this is the first Gallipolis Digital Marketing Meetup group, and I'm going to be going over how to create a WordPress website. This is being recorded, so I can share and put on my website and everything else that I want to do with it. So that's just like as an FYI. So let's go ahead and get started. And again, this is recording, and I have two different screens going on right now. So just be aware if I'm looking like left and right, that's why. So, the Gal Plus Digital Marketing Meetup group, and we'll be once a month, we'll be kind of talking about something related to digital marketing. One of the things that I do, you can see in the bottom right corner, is pretty nerdy social media marketing. It says social media marketing, but I do a lot more than that. So, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is take this as an opportunity to share how people who want to do things on their own, whether because they want to be able to do that or just because of financial reasons, that they can do those on their own. There's a lot of great resources online. I can share those resources if there's any requests, but I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get started. One thing to note is sometimes I go into teacher mode. So just forgive me if I go into teacher mode. I'm a full-time teacher, so sometimes it's kind of really hard to distinguish and to separate the two, but I try. And also I tend to be very, very curious by nature. And sometimes I see a squirrel or something shiny. A little bit ADHD kicks in, however you want to look at it. It's been known to happen a time or two. So I try to stay on task, but just forgive me if I see something shiny and I kind of go off on a tangent. That's why. So let's go ahead and get started talking about WordPress. WordPress is a website builder. It has been used to build about 1/3 of the websites you see online today. So if you go online, check out a website for a company or organization, there's a good chance it's been built on WordPress or a similar website builder. One of the reasons people like to use website builders are they're easier to use, and they're easier to get started with. You don't really need any kind of coding skills. However, it does help. And it just makes the whole, there's a lot of great tools that it comes with it, whether it's WordPress or similar website builders. And that's the reason that people like to use them. They provide the service of building the website easier and faster, and you don't need the coding skills. So like I said, it has a lot of great features that you can use to customize, like themes and plugins. And one of the cornerstones of WordPress and other similar website builders is that it's a content management system. And basically what that means, it manages your content, and that can be forms of images, that can be in forms of blog content, whatever it is that you have that's content that you need to kind of organize on your website. That's how it could be used. So what we're going to be learning today is how to build your first website using WordPress. We're going to be creating an account. You do need an email address associated with this, so that's just like an FYI. So just go ahead and grab that email. And we're going to be creating a domain name, and we're going to be publishing the website. So a domain name, if you're not familiar with it, is like if you go to a website and you type in something in the address bar in the very top, what that is called, what that area is called a URL. But what you're going to be typing in is the URL. And for example, it can be like Amazon.com. So that is the domain name for Amazon. So just kind of think of a domain name that you want. It can be unique. It can be whatever it is that you want to be. It can be your name. I've had them that are just my name and nothing fancier than that. And, you can always, what we're going to be doing today is building the free one. And if you decide that you want to change it up a little bit, you can always change it up. Okay. So how to get started is first we're going to go to WordPress.com. So let's go ahead and go to WordPress.com. I already have the website pulled up here. And again, it's WordPress.com. Please be sure you are on the WordPress.com and not the WordPress.org. There is a difference between the two. I'm not really going to get into the differences between the two right now. But what we're going to be focusing on is WordPress.com because WordPress provides a lot more of the resources for you to build and publish your website. WordPress.org is a great tool. It's very similar, but there are some nuances that are outside the scope of this particular session that we're having today. So let's go ahead and go start your website. Okay, let's get started. So like I said earlier, you're going to need your email address, and I created an email address just specifically for this. Galaplus Digital Marketing at gmail.com. And the username, let's do Galaplus Digital Marketing. So again, this can, you need your email address. The username can be, again, your name. If you need something else, that's fine. But, just kind of keep it simple with your name. And choose a password. You want to create your account. And my password's not good enough, so give me a second. There we go. So now we're going to choose our domain. So this is the name of the website. This is what people are going to be typing in when they Google something or when they type in an address to go to. This is what they're going to be typing in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see if Galaplus Digital Marketing is available. Galliplis Digital Marketing. Okay. So something to note about domain names. They are unique across the world. Okay. So if somebody else has, if you're wanting to name your website, your domain name to be Kathy Smith or, whatever, Kathy Smith blog. If somebody else, has a Kathy Smith blog, then you can't use it. You might have to change it up a little bit. Maybe Kathy S blog or something similar along those lines. Because it has to be unique all across the world, okay? You don't want to go to Amazon.com and then end up at Walmart.com. It's got to be completely unique across the world. So what WordPress does, again, our focus is to create a free WordPress website. What WordPress is trying to do, it's a business, is trying to get us to purchase stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to skirt around the recommendations of purchasing, and we're just going to kind of do do it all for free right now. So what that gives us for Galaplus Digital Marketing is there's a recommended, and the .coms and the .marketings, the .software, the .digital, the .media, those are considered top-level domains, TLDs. And this is, I know I'm putting my teacher hat on, but just as an FYI. Those are top-level domains. So the .com is a top-level domain. .marketing is its own top-level domain. So the .coms and the .orgs are the ones that you're probably most familiar with. But you can see that the list has grown larger over the years, and you can pick whatever you want. But for us to do free, we're going to choose the one that says .wordpress.com. So it's Galaplus. Let's make sure double check my spelling. Galaplus Digital Marketing. Yes. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and it says free. We're going to go ahead and hit select. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pick the one that is free. That's going to help us grow. So let's go ahead and start with a free site. I'm going to pause this a second. I'm hearing some feedback. Okay, I'm back. So now this is taking us to our dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. Okay, this is taking us to our dashboard. Now, with WordPress, you don't need to know coding skills. You don't need to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are considered the 3 foundational skills for developing a website. And WordPress gives you a lot of tools and resources to help bypass that. Having said that, it can be overwhelming when you see this dashboard if you're not experienced with it before. When you see this dashboard and there's like, well, where do I start? Okay, and that's kind of the whole purpose of this particular meetup or session, because just to showcase where you can get started and not to be overwhelmed. Depending on any kind of special request that I may have for any kind of sessions, I can continue to grow with this on future meetups, or I can talk about something different. It's really up to what I kind of select, or if there's any kind of special request, I'll be happy to accommodate. So right now, okay, so we've completed, we registered our domain with WordPress.com. For me, it's galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com. And it should take us to the home. So there's a lot of menu options, but we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on home. So what we're going to do, and it gives us some step-by-step instructions. So let's go ahead and focus on that. So let's give your site a name. So name your site. Okay. So, all right, just stop. Get away. I don't want to see you. Oh, go away. It's not what I want to do. Oh, wait. I can't get rid of it, so just ignore it. Okay. So the site title is what we're going to do. Is we're going to give our the name. We're going to give a title to our site. And so this is again something that somebody will see when they go to your website. So for us, it's going to be Gal Plus Digital Marketing. Again, yours would be whatever it is, Kathy Smith or Kathy Smith Blogs, or if you're a baker, if you want to make a blog for your baking, if you want to make a website for your baking business, Kathy Smith Bakes. I don't know why I'm going with Kathy Smith all of a sudden, but it is. You can have a tagline if you want or not. I'm going to go digital marketing for resource for Southeast Ohio. I don't know if I'm going to keep with that, but that's where I'm going with right now. So the site icon, I do have an image that I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and select that. We'll talk about images in a little bit, but since I already have this downloaded and it's easily available, I'm just going to go ahead and upload that and continue. Okay. So if you don't have an image, you don't have to worry about this. If you have an image on your computer, if you want to just follow the steps that I'm doing, that's great. So on our site address, right now it's galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com. So this would be the website that somebody would go to if they want to see, our website. Okay, so English time zone is New York is correctest for me. So let's see. Okay, so let's kind of look at this a little bit. So your site hasn't been launched yet. So let's see what it actually looks like right now. galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com. Okay, and it's just like the default template that WordPress selected. That changes every year. I think every year. It changes every so often. But this is like the default template that WordPress has selected for me. The default theme, I'm sorry, is the correct word. And I can change it if I want. But basically my point is that people can go to this website. Like this is an officially live website, galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com. It's not, I haven't published my changes yet. And the only changes I've really done is change an image and a title. But this is what it looks like right now. So when I launch the site, it'll be different. The footer credit. So this is where the difference between free and paid come in. One of the differences, I can remove the footer credit if I upgrade. We're not going to upgrade. We're doing the focus of this is to be completely free. The footer credit, let's just go ahead and leave that alone right now. We'll focus on that later. So change your site address. We're going to leave that alone. So that's pretty much it. And let's see. Don't want to leave that page. Okay. Hit save settings. And then want to go back to home. Okay. So now it's given us, see the little check mark right there? It says that we're done with that one. Let's go update our home page. Edit our home page. Now we've not launched our site. We've just changed the settings. Our site is still not launched. So if I refresh this, it did change. Okay, my bad. I lied. Okay, so now the site title is Gal Plus Digital Marketing. And that's barely the only thing that's changed. So this will give us a tour of the WordPress website. So let's kind of go ahead and explore this a little bit because I really do like this tutorial that it does. This tour gives us an idea of how to use all these tools, bells and whistles that WordPress provides. So let's go ahead and start the tour. And it talks about everything being in a block. So within the past few years, I don't think it's been terribly long, that WordPress has adopted something called a block editor. So everything is in a block, which is good and bad. Because within a block, it's really easy to add images and text and headers and footers or headings and whatnot. And as you'll see here. But sometimes you want something like a little bit different and it does not fit within the constraints of a block editor. Now, depending upon your experience level, this may or may not be a big deal. If you just be able to use a block editor and just a visual editing mode, okay, that might be great. And for the most part, for me, about 80% of the time, it's great. It's a non-issue. And there's a few times where I get frustrated because the block editor won't do what I want it to do. And so I just go into HTML mode. And this is why I say HTML, knowing how to write HTML code is helpful and CSS is helpful, but it's not necessarily a requirement. It's helpful in regards to, it might help you get over a hump. If you're trying to get something that the block editor won't do, but please don't let that to be a deterrent from you actually exploring WordPress, because for the most part, like I said, for 80-90% of the time, this is fine. So let's see. So they talk about how up here there is going to open up the menu, and we'll be opening up some different components. Let's see. If I click on here, will it make the tour go away? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Can I move this block? No, I cannot. So when you click on that little plus arrow, go ahead and click on that again. That little plus arrow, you can see it, it's behind this. It's shown a lot of different options that you can use. So this includes paragraph and headings, which are probably going to be the most commonly used. There's a lot of different things that you can do in here. You don't need to worry about knowing everything. Just, be curious and explore whenever you're writing and you're creating something. See what the opportunities are to use different things. Let's see, hit next. So you can change a block. This is what happens when we actually start typing some stuff in. And if you're familiar with Google Docs or Microsoft Word, this is probably going to be very similar. Like B, bold, I, italics, that little, I call it, looks like a paperclip thing. this for links. This is the alignment. So again, if you're familiar with things like Google Docs or Microsoft Word, it's probably not going to be too much of a learning curve. It's just, you select it and you click. In that example, you see bold and it bolds it. Hit next. So other options that come over here is part of the settings. So we have settings, and then we have settings at the page level and at the block level. Okay, so right now there's not a block selected. I select this block, which is basically the image. Then it talks about, how I want it, a default or a bottom wave, if I want, what kind of images I want, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then this is a page, which it affects the whole entire page. Okay, and we can undo. Here's the undo button. So if I made some changes, just like Google Docs and Microsoft Word, I can undo it. Let's see. And then one of the nice things about WordPress as well is that you can drag and drop components. So as you're writing content and you're adding images and you decide that you want to change the layout a little bit, you can just drag and drop it. Okay, so that's pretty much it on that. So let's go ahead and close that down and explore. So what this is home. So we're going to have home. I'm going to leave it at home. And I'm going to welcome to Plus Digital Marketing. Okay. Let's see, what was my tagline again? Digital marketing resource for Southeast Ohio. There we go. Learn more. So the learn more will be a link to, it's a button to a link. Don't really have a link right now. But as you can see, it would actually take me to learnwordpress.com. And want to go ahead and open that. And just like if you click on a link on Amazon or something, it just takes you to another web page. So because I don't really have a link right now that I want to use, I am going to go ahead and select that block. And then you see those three little dots, hit options, and I'm going to remove block. You hide this so you can see it. Remove block. Okay, so the block is gone. So what we have down here is latest from the blog, and these are where we can put start putting our articles. Let's see. There's the latest from the blog, and there's the introduce yourself. And what we're going to do is, let's see. I'm going to leave as an example post. We're not going to worry about the content right now. But what we're going to do is, right now you see in the top right hand corner, it says switch to draft, preview, or update. So let's go ahead and hit preview. Okay. So this is what it's looking at like right now. We made some changes. This was already on the change beforehand. And then we changed this content over to the image. Welcome to Plus Digital Marketing resource for Southeast Ohio. Okay. And that's pretty much all we've done so far. So we can also see, that's what the desktop view is. And then we can also see the tablet view. And it shrinks down a little bit. So if you were on an iPad or similar tablet, you can see what it would look like most likely in that kind of size. And then we also have a phone. And so if you're on a phone and you're checking out the website, this is what it will look like for the end user. So one of the other nice things about WordPress is the fact that it's responsive. And the ability for it to change sizes as easily as it does based off what kind of device you're on is part of being a responsive website. So that's one of the other advantages that WordPress does that automatically without you having to customize the code for the different kind of parameters and screen sizes. Go ahead and close that. And let's see. I don't think they talked about anything else yet. So let's go ahead and finish the tutorial. Yes, let's go ahead and go back. So what we're going to do is hit update. Okay. So I'm going to go back to here, and if I hit refresh, it should say the welcome to Gallup Digital Marketing. Yes. So let's go ahead and go back to our tutorial. So the way to get back to our dashboard is you click on this top left button right here. So right now mine's got the logo or the image that I uploaded earlier. Yours may not have anything yet. It may say like WP or WordPress or something like that. Go ahead and click on that. And then we're going to click back to dashboard. So we updated our homepage. We just made a couple minor updates just so you get more familiar with it. Again, if there's a request for additional meetups on WordPress, we can do that. Or I'll just do something that I find interesting. So now we're going to confirm our email. Okay, so it says that we should have received an email, and I'm not going to do that through here instead of pulling up that email, but basically just go to your email and there's like a confirmation or something along those lines. And if you happen to, if you made a boo-boo on your email, you can just change it here. So now we're going to customize our site menu. So let's go ahead and view a tutorial on that. Let's see. So there's a video tutorial. I'm not going to play the video tutorial. You can watch the video tutorial on your own. But what we're going to be exploring is menus, and menus are what you'll see on the top of the page or on the footer. Depends, or both. It depends on what your preference is. And so what we're going to be doing after I go through this real quick is looking at menus. Menu locations, or we can have a menu name if we want different kind of menus. So it'd be primary menu, the location, menu locations. Let's see. And there's a tutorial on how to do that. And again, we're going to be doing that together. So let's see. It talks more about menu items. See if there's anything else that they talk about in here. I thought there was something else, but maybe not. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that out, and then what we're going to do is add a menu. So there's different ways that you can add a menu. We're going to go through just by clicking on add a menu and get started that way. So now we are customizing. Okay, yes. So now we are customizing our theme. So our theme was pre-designated, pre-selected for us by WordPress based off, they change it, like I said, every year. But we can customize that theme. So right now the theme, I can't remember what this theme name is, but basically it looks like it's got a title, it's got an image, like a, I don't know if it's a hero image or, it's an image that you see on the top. You can put some content on the image. And then on the bottom, it just kind of talks about your latest blog. Now, there's a variety of different themes. Some are free, some you got to pay for. But you may like a theme, but you may not like a certain part of it. You want to customize that. So this is where the customizer comes in. So let's see. Things got it. Go away. Let's go ahead and go back up a little bit. So we can customize a variety of different things with the site identity all the way to additional CSS. If you're not familiar with CSS, that's fine. And again, that's outside the scope of what we're doing for an introductory course. So we are customized Gallup Digital Marketing. Let's go ahead and start at the top, and then we'll get into the menus. So the logo. If you have a logo, you want to add that in here. That's great. If not, you can bypass that right now. Another great feature about WordPress is like once you upload something, it remembers it. You don't have to find it again. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that logo. For the title, you do want it to have some sort of title representative of what it is. It could be as simple as just what the name is of the image, like Gallup Digital Marketing. It could be, yeah, just kind of keep it simple. It is important just for the website to be able to see images and for also accessibility reasons and namely for SEO reasons, but that's kind of, again, outside the scope of this. So let's just kind of just leave it at that. And yes, you can crop it if there's a specific part that you want to get, which I might do. Not sure how this will look. Actually, I'm not going to leave it as square. Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry. Let's see if I can just crop the G. Yeah, let's just go ahead and leave it as is. Okay, let's go ahead and skip cropping. And the logo should appear here. It might appear kind of big, so yes, it does appear kind of big. So I don't want that to be that big. And there's ways that I can customize it, but I'm not going to focus on that right now, so I'm just going to remove it. Okay. I can choose to display the site title and tagline. Again, the tagline says Digital Marketing Resource for Southeast Ohio. I can choose to display it or not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep it on though. So the site icon. So the site icon, if you have not uploaded an image in like one of the first few steps in this video, you can do it here, or you can leave it alone right now. But the biggest thing what this site icon does is, like right now you see this one's got a W, like the WordPress symbol on it, and this one, this website right here where it says galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com, it's got that image that I uploaded earlier. If I did not upload an image, it would have this particular W on here. I recommend if you start building your website to go ahead and have this image be replaced up here, so it looks like representative of your brand and not the W WordPress thing. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and hit Save Changes. And go ahead and back out of that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oops, it's customize our site menu. Add a menu. Hit the wrong button, sorry. Alright, so let's go to color. Oops, go back in here. So let's go ahead, colors and backgrounds. So there's a palette of colors that WordPress comes with. We can select one of these palettes. You can customize more colors. That might be more part of the paid feature within WordPress and not the free. But for our purpose, we're just kind of sticking again with the free. So you can select whichever one that you like the best. No, I don't want that one. Maybe this one. Let's see. Yeah. So you can customize this a little bit, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick with that and then just hit Save Changes. And then go back here. And then menus. Okay, that's what they want us to go into. So the menus. You can click Primary and click on that. And right now it's Home and Blog. And you actually see that home and blog right here. So the red indicates that it's the page that we're on. If I clicked on blog, okay, it would take me to the blog page. And there's not really anything in here. But you can see that's red now because that's indicating of the page that we're on. Okay, and if I did that here, it would look the same. Right now, I haven't refreshed it since I changed my color palette. So let's go ahead and hit this. And now it's more indicative of my color palette because it had red in it. And so if I'm on the home page, that's what it looks like. If I'm on the blog page, that's what it looks like. Okay. And then let's see. So all we have right now is the home page and the blog page because that's all that WordPress comes with. Whenever it's created, when you create an account, I think you can add extra pages with a free account. I honestly don't know off the top of my head. But again, that's kind of outside the scope of what we're talking about today. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we got home and blog. And say you don't have a blog yet, and you don't want the blog page, you don't want this blog menu item to show because you don't have a blog started yet. You don't want people going to a page that doesn't exist yet. So what you can do is click right here. Oopsie. Yes, that was right. Click on that drop down. And then you can rename it if you want it to, but for what our purpose is for right now is just to remove it because we don't have a blog page yet. Click on remove. Okay. And then it's gone. So you don't have to worry about people going to a blog page, when that's not ready for anybody to go to it yet. In social links menu, let's go ahead and click on this. Okay. And you can add, if you have other social media links that you want to link to it, you can put it down here, and it would add the social media links to it. Again, it's outside the scope of what we're talking about here. Let's just kind of focus on some of the building blocks, and then we'll customize it for our purposes. Go ahead and hit Save Changes. And then we are going to go back. And the content options. So let's see, show the featured image on pages. Let's see, I don't know if I want that or not. I don't think I have a featured image selected yet. No, I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that. And one thing to note is, like, as you choose different themes, what you're able to customize is going to change a little bit. That's just part of the themes that they come with. They'll have some different options for customization. But this is the theme, the default theme for right now with WordPress. That's what we're working with. Widgets are we allowed to use widgets in free? Got it. Okay. It looks like it. So widgets are kind of like added little, maybe not a whole lot though. Okay, let's not go into widgets right now because it does not look like there's a whole lot of options for widgets for free. Let's try this real quick. So looks like I'm in the footer. I'm customizing a footer widget. Let's go ahead and click on image. Selecting an image from the media gallery. Just keep it simple right now. And okay. If I hit Save Changes, where does that appear? It appears down here. Okay. So I don't think the widgets, which is fine. If you have a gallery of images that you want to, Kathy Smith Bakes, like I said earlier, if you have a variety of different, images, photos of the baking item, the things that you baked, then this could be a good place for that. I don't think the widgets there's many opportunities to use the widgets for the free version of WordPress as there is opposed to the paid version. And so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on there. Let me double check something else because it keeps going to the footer. So I do think that there's more limits on what you can do for the free option on widgets than you can the paid version of WordPress. But it still works. It still meets the needs of what you're trying to do. So let's see. So the home page, you can choose if you want it to be when people first go to your page, if you want it to be a static page of the home page, which is pretty much this right here. Or you can also choose the blog page. So even though we removed the blog from the menu up here, it's still there. We've not removed the blog. We just removed it from the menu to prevent people from clicking on it. Okay? It's still there. And if you want people, whenever you recommend they go to your page, if you want them to, first thing they see is this blog page, which might be, that's, for your recipes or whatnot, that's the most important thing for them to see. That's great. If not, if you just want them to go to, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's change it back. Yeah. Okay. So back up a little bit. So right now we only have 2 pages, the home page and the blog page. So those are 2 choices that it would always go to that web page. If the home page can be just like your introductory page, just like your landing page, your main page for your website. Your blog page, it will be blogs that you write, or things that you share about your business, or just your blog. Okay. If you had other pages, like maybe if you had products for sale or something along those lines, you can make that be your home page. Okay. And it's always going to be that page. Okay. And the other option that you have here is your latest post. So again, this is kind of related to blogs. It would just be your latest blog post. So there are some differences in between a blog page and the latest post, because when you go to a blog page, it's like one large web page and it gives like a brief excerpt of what the page is going to be about, or the blog is about, but does not give the whole thing. It does not give the whole thing. You just click on the read more link, and then it'll take you to the entire blog. Now, what this is doing, your latest post, this will take you to the entire blog, like your latest blog post. So those are some of the differences. It just depends what you want. I'm going to go ahead and stick with static page. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the home page right now. And if you wanted to add a new page, looks like that is maybe an option under the free. Let's see, you can select some other additional things that you would like to do, but we're just going to go ahead and leave that as is and hit save changes. And we'll go back. Fonts. Let's see. Okay, looks like that's done in block editor when I'm actually writing it, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Additional CSS, if you're not familiar with CSS, we're not going to look into that. Okay. Alright, so I haven't confirmed my email. Again, I'll do that, later on. But we've customized our site menu. So there's a WordPress app, and the WordPress app is actually pretty helpful. There's times whenever I write a blog post and I see that I have a typo somewhere, and then I can actually edit it from my WordPress app. So if you're going to be writing content and you say, oops, I got a boo-boo there, got a typo, or that doesn't sound right, you can actually edit it from your app, which is nice. And then you just launch it. So what right now, I think what this is doing, because you see this black heading right here, that is showing to me because I'm logged into WordPress. Like WordPress and my browser knows that I'm logged into WordPress, that if I want to just write a blog content, then I can do that right there. But what happens if I go in incognito mode? And incognito mode basically means that your browser, in theory, is not remembering you. That's not always, 100% accurate, but that's kind of the concept of it. So I'm going to copy that, and I've not actually launched it yet, so I'm just kind of curious to see if it's going to appear. galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com. Okay, and this is what people who was not me on my computer will see. It says coming soon. Okay, so think of this as what we see right here as like a preview, even though it doesn't say preview, it's just kind of a preview. It's not available to the public yet. The only thing people would see right now is this right here. So then, okay, now, so it's not launched, but let's hit this little pretty launch button. Let's launch site. Okay. Okay, so we're choosing a domain. It's going to ask us, it's going to try to get us to do the domain. So again, this is where you kind of got to search for it. And we're just going to go ahead and skip purchase. Choose a plan. Start with the free site. And it should be launched. It's launched. So let's go in here into this page right here, and hit refresh. Okay, and it's live. And then there's the cookies, the thing you gotta accept this, and it's live. There's not much to it because we haven't really done much to it yet, but this is a fully functional. You can go to galplusdigitalmarketing.wordpress.com and you will see this website. So this kind of want to kind of wrap up this session today. And if you have any questions regarding getting your WordPress website set up for, for your business, for your small business, or for a blog or anything like that, if you have any questions, please let me know. So as a recap, what we learned is how to create a WordPress account. And how to create a WordPress account. That just basically you need your email address. You create a domain name. A domain name, again, is very unique. It's something that nobody else will have in the entire world. For it to be free within WordPress, you got to use it with .wordpress.com. And then we publish the website. It's launched. It's live. So all you got to do is just add some content to it. So that can be in the form of blog content, images, if you have a portfolio of work, be whatever it is that you want it to be. And if you have any questions on that, if you need some help getting that started, please let me know. If you would like that to be the focus for the next meetup, please let me know, and I'll be happy to host that. If you have any questions at all regarding anything, anything regarding digital marketing, go ahead and see if I can get my camera back on. Let's see. If you have any questions regarding anything with digital marketing, or web development, augmented reality, Alexa skills, I kind of, like I said earlier, I kind of get curious about things, and I see like squirrel and shiny stuff, and that's just kind of where I kind of spend a lot of time at. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to either give you some directions, some resources, or we can talk about if you need just some help, creating it. So appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, just please feel free to reach out. And I need to give you my contact information. Probably the easiest way to get a hold of me is go to my website, prettynerdysocialmedia.com. You can schedule a consult, and again, that can be, you just use to schedule a consult. If you want a consult, that's fine. And if you want just to need some help on something, just fill this out here and I'll get back with you. And I'm also on like Facebook and Instagram and all this. Facebook is the best way. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.